So please big it up for Hazel and Lee.
How fulfilled are you living your life? I want you to really think about this. How fulfilled are you living your life? So I believe that each of us has infinite possible realities going forwards from this point in time right now. And the really exciting thing is that you get to choose which one you're going to go with. But for a lot of us, the life we dream of seems so far removed from where we're at right now. And what we really want, what we really truly want, can sometimes feel impossible. So I know firsthand what it's like to live a life that's unfulfilling. I used to have a life that was grey. It was dull, dreary, and drab. But the thing is, at the time, I didn't know that was the case. I was just getting on with life, making the best of things. I didn't know I had shrink-wrapped myself into a life that didn't suit me, didn't fit me, and I wasn't happy living. The signs were there, but I wouldn't have known them to recognise them. And even if I'd seen them, I wouldn't have known how to interpret them at that time. So it all changed for me when I did a workshop one January, and the first thing the speaker said really struck me. How you feel is your choice. How you feel is your choice. And I sat there and I was silently outraged. I thought, no, how I feel is how I feel. It's a reaction to what's going on around me. It would depend on, I don't know, how much sleep I'd had, what the traffic was like getting there, perhaps the impact of the people in my life. So how I felt was how I felt. That's what I figured. However, over the course of that workshop, I started to think that perhaps there was something in this, just perhaps. And I sat in the car afterwards and thought about this, and I thought, if how I feel is my choice, that would make how I feel my responsibility. And if how I feel is my responsibility, I've allowed myself to live this grey life. This life that was mediocre and mundane and, if I'm honest, kind of miserable at times. So I decided that I was going to find out if how I feel is my choice is true. And if it was true, that I was then going to do whatever it took to create a happier life for myself. I made that decision there and then in the car that day. So I started with what I'd learned in that workshop. I pulled a strand of curiosity and something that intrigued me, and I went up that path. And I learned what there was to learn, and I applied it to my life through a series of daily patterns and rituals and habits. When I came to a crossroads with that, I went up and pulled another strand of curiosity and intrigue and applied what I was learning to my life, again through daily habits and patterns and rituals. And this went on and on. And I've now been doing this for 10 years. And I can hand on heart say that I love my life. I mean, I love myself, which I didn't before, and I love life. It's like it's gone from living life in black and white to being in full Technicolor glory. It feels amazing. And you can have that too. If how fulfilled you are isn't as much as what you want, you can change that. You have the choice to change that. So you can choose a life that's fulfilling, that's meaningful, and that's amazing for you. Now, there'll be parts of you like wanting to fight this, and there'll be that voice saying, yeah, but I can't have it because, and yeah, but I can't have that because. But that's just fear wanting to hold you back, and that can be overcome. So it's your choice if you want to take greater control of your happiness. But equally, it's your choice should you wish to stay the same. That is fine. There's no judgment on staying the same, as long as it's a conscious choice that you're making. So you can live a life that is controlled by your automatic, subconscious, not quite often limiting thinking, and controlled by your fears. Or you can choose to rise above that and actually create a life that you love living. And I believe this is each of our birthright. It's each of your birthright to love your life, to thrive living your life, and to feel utterly fulfilled and full of joy living your life. So I invite you to follow your curiosity, to follow the intrigue, and to follow the path to creating the life that you love. This all starts with you.